Hello, world. My name is Stephen Walker, and welcome to A Walker in the Woods. This is my new channel. Well, it's an old channel, but I'm actually doing something with it these days, and I am on day 3 of a water fast. So I'm going to share my screen, and let's get into it. Okay, so this is a MOVEmber challenge. I am doing a 10-day water fast, and this is my third day. I actually started about my last meal was the 31st of October around 4 o'clock p.m. So, but basically, I kind of kicked it off on November 1st. So today is November 3rd. It is a Sunday here in South Korea where I live, and I'm doing well. So observations of physical mental state. Yesterday, I had a very good day. I went to the gym. I signed up for a new membership, and I did the old routine that I am accustomed to and got through it with no problems. This morning, the leg muscles are a bit sore, but that's a good kind of sore. I like it when I feel that way. And then I didn't intend to, but I actually went to a sauna after the gym. So I did two things that were moving the body and sweating. And we'll talk about the sauna in a little bit. Mental state. Yesterday I talked about my mind, my brain, like the head achy kind of feeling. It's not anything throbbing. It's not a typical headache. It's just kind of it's a bit of a pressure, kind of a constant feeling of fullness up there, if that makes any sense. I don't know. It doesn't hinder my day at all. I don't think about it unless I'm sitting still. But I think probably, possibly, my brain is basically trying to figure out what's going on. 3 days without food. It's probably trying to figure out where the next meal is coming from, and until then, it's directing the body to in towards the fasting state and ketosis. I'm sure I'm in ketosis now, and what we talked about yesterday a little bit were some signs of being in ketosis. And again, the mouth is still a bit dry, even though I'm basically putting down one of these. This is about 4 liters of distilled water. And I also am putting Redmond's real salt into some, not all, of my water that I drink. But mentally as well, I'm still determined and focused, and I am sure that I'm going to make it all the way through the 10 days, at least mentally. Physically, we'll find that out as the days go by. Sauna. I want to talk about the sauna culture. Then we're going to take a quick look at what is skeletal muscle mass, because that is one of the rubrics or metrics in the InBody Fit that I'm using to measure my body composition. But the sauna, I think the sauna is a very important protocol. It's an important thing to do throughout the year, but in particular in the colder months when you can't get outside and sweat. And I know a lot of countries have a deep sauna culture, like Russia, Finland, many parts of Europe actually, and Asia. In Japan, they have an onsen, which is the natural spring water, and in South Korea, they have something very similar. And so this is the one that I went to yesterday near my home. It's a bit old. I wouldn't say it's run down. I'd like to say that it's very well used. And so in Korea, this says Jimjilbang, and basically a Jimjilbang is a sauna plus like the wet sauna where you go and sit in the bath, or the steam room, and then they also have a side room or like a large room that both men and women can go to, and that is more of a dry sauna. And I'll show you a few pictures of that. But for the wet sauna, where you actually are naked, clothless, that would be men on one side and women on the other. So no mixing of that. And this one I like in particular more than many that I've been to is it's called a bulgama. And so this is in Duksan, which is a small town near where I live. But bulgama, bul is fire and gama is kiln. I had to think about that. Kiln, so a fire kiln. And I'll show you a few pictures that I took while I was in there. But before I do that, I'm American, by the way, and saunas are not part of our culture. If they are, maybe certain families might have a cedar sauna in their basement or in their garage, but it's definitely not a communal thing, and I've never experienced one until I came to Korea for the first time. Um, an Irish buddy of mine back in Seoul, when I lived in Seoul, he introduced it to me, and I was very reluctant to go in there at the beginning, but luckily we were coming off of a bit of a bender and decided to sleep it off in the sauna. And so the bulgama, or the fire kiln, a lot of them are bricks. They look like brick ovens almost, a human-sized brick oven. And this one you can see is 97 degrees Celsius, and so that would be about 206.6 degrees Fahrenheit. And so you go into one of these, and this is kind of what it looks like. Well, this is what it does look like. This particular one, again, brick and clay walls, and a type of coconut mat. I can't remember what they call it in Japanese, but in Korea, I don't even know what they call it. It's a very earthy grass woven mat that obviously will dry quickly and also absorb sweat quickly. And then basically you just lay your head on one of these wooden pillows, or you can sit and meditate however long. Some people come in for 5 minutes or longer. And so this is what the kiln looks like, and they feed the wood. I think it's hickory. It's some kind of hardwood from outside, and then this just keeps heating up. And sometimes it's hotter than 97. I think I've been in there when it was about 102, and that was hard to take. But so this is me at the very beginning, and basically they'll give you clothes, a shirt, and shorts to wear. And by the end of your experience, if you're doing it right, you'll have to peel it off. And then another room adjacent to this one is called a sogum bang. Bang means room, and sogum is salt. And this one is not as hot. It's 67 degrees Celsius, which is about 152.6 Fahrenheit. And inside, the walls are salt. The floor is rock salt, and it's basically the same thing as the Himalayan salt lamps that you would buy. It's the same type of salt, big chunks of it. These are your pillows that you can lay your head on. Um, Although it's 152 or 67 Celsius, the salt really holds the heat So, you have to be sweaty, I think, before you want to lay down on that because it'll burn you. For example, this is me cooling off from the Bulgama, and then next door to the salt room, this is Autumn Bang, and autumn means ice. And sadly, this room's been shut down, closed. I don't know the reason, but I couldn't go in there. However, if it some many saunas do have the Bang, the ice room, and it's a good idea to kind of go back and forth, get your sweat on, and then watch it all evaporate when you get into the ice room. What that's doing in your body is it's pushing the blood out to the extremities and then pulling it back in to the internal organs. So it's kind of like making your blood breathe in a sense. Just like taking a hot shower and then turning on the cold water and then turning it back to warm or hot and kind of go back and forth. It oxygenates your body as the blood circulates. So for me, I was in the Bugama, the fire kiln room for 20 minutes. I made it 20 and then I went outside. You can go sit outside on the balcony. Sat out there for about 10 minutes and then I went back in for 10 and I basically laid on this salt for about 2 or 3 minutes. That was enough. And then I went down into the main sauna room, showered, and in there in the sauna rooms, I don't have pictures of that because there were a bunch of old naked men walking around, and but they have baths that you can sit in. Some of them are herbal infused, like a green tea or some type of a berry, rose hip. And then also they have a wet sauna you can sit in and it's like a steam room. And then they also have a ice bath. There is not ice floating in it, but it is cool. I would actually like it to be colder, but again, you have to be careful. You don't want to have a heart attack in one of these places. And this is interesting. Now, when I went in, I weighed myself with no clothes on, and I was 96.4 kilogram. And then after 30 minutes of a good sweat, and the shower and the cold plunge and everything, after I showered off and was ready to get dressed again, I weighed myself and I was 95.1. So I basically lost 1.3 kilogram. When we look at the metrics later today in this video, soon, actually my weight went back up. So again, it's probably a lot of water weight because I am not eating. I am only drinking water. See, my mouth is dry. So I'll keep this short. Okay, one of the metrics on the InBody machine. Again, here it is. And I will talk about this in an upcoming video a little bit more in detail. But one of the metrics is skeletal muscle mass. And okay, so what is that exactly? And again, I'm just pulling this off of Google. I'm not going too deep into it. I am not a doctor, uh, physiotherapist, anything. I teach English at a university here in South Korea. So, but skeletal muscle mass comprises 30 to 40% of your total body mass. And it's basically the muscles that connect to your bones and allow you to perform a wide range of movements and functions. Skeletal muscles are the voluntary muscles, which means you control them and how they work. Moving on. Skeletal muscles refer specifically to the muscles attached to the skeleton. Again, as we said before, responsible for voluntary movement, yes. In contrast, the general muscle mass includes all muscle tissues in the body. So that's including the smooth and the cardiac muscles. SMM is important because this is what you can grow through, grow through exercise. Good Lord. This might be part of the fasting and detox starting to. I'll probably be spitting up some mucus here at some point within the next 10 days, and that's a good thing. But anyways, so through exercise, increasing this number means you are increasing actual muscle through going to the gym, going for hikes, hiking, whatever uh, your type of exercise is, as long as you're tearing the muscle a little bit, is the way to build it, which seems a bit counterintuitive, but that is how it works, I suppose. That's what I've heard anyways. You tear the muscle and then it will rebuild itself, thus larger muscles. You will want to try and increase the skeletal muscle mass without a significant increase in body fat. So again, this is the muscle you can work out at the gym, doing the quads, the biceps, the pecs, the abs, the delts. So again, for me yesterday, I did a bit of upper and lower body. I kind of like to do both. A good hour in the gym is success for me. Working out at the gym also will result in increased skeletal muscle mass and thus decreasing your body fat, which is a good thing. And when you see a change in your weight, you will want to see an increase in your SMM and a decrease in your body fat. So my weight is going down. I guess I want to see my skeletal muscle mass going up. And most definitely my body fat mass going down. So again, this is the app. This is a screen capture of the app on my phone. And I will include 3 days continuing throughout the 10-day fast. And I will keep, this is day one. I'm going to keep this one and then slowly move through. So day 3 will come over here for day 4 tomorrow. So we can kind of look at how the numbers are changing, compare day 1 to the current day. So again, my height is not changing. So I began at 98.6 kilogram. Yesterday was 97.2, and now I am 96.1. So after the sauna, I was 95.1. So the weight really fluctuates, but it is obviously going down a good kilo a day so far. My BMI yesterday was 30.7 and I dropped zero point 0.3. Here's the skeletal muscle mass. So I started out at 42.5 and I've dropped another zero point 0.2 from yesterday. So if anybody's a doctor out there, a physiotherapist or whatever, you can hopefully give me a reply, a remark on this channel and tell me if I'm thinking about this correctly or not. Soft lean mass. We're going to take a closer look at that tomorrow on the next vid. But my soft lean mass was 70 and today it's 67.1. Basal metabolic rate 1969 kilocalorie, I think is what it is. And this morning And again, this morning, let's see, got the time here. So at 7:24 in the morning is when I stepped on the scale. So as of this morning, it's 19:03. We'll look at that later as well. Percent of body fat, I was 24.9. Now I'm 26.2. So that's gone up. My body fat's gone up. I still don't quite figure out how it went up significantly yesterday and down today. Don't get it. Body fat mass was 24.5, and it also went up. Well, it went up yesterday and now it's dropping back down. So maybe the first day of non-eating is makes the body go a bit haywire. I have no idea. I'll look forward to the following 6, 7 days and see if we can, you know, see a line graph that we can draw and make some sense of it. Visceral internal fat was 11. It went up to 12, but now it's back down to 11. I like that. I don't like it, but I like the direction that it's taking. My hello, waist hip ratio 1.02 up to 0.04, and now it's dropped 0.01 from day one. And my overall fit score says it's the same as it was yesterday, although the numbers are different. So again, I don't really know. Again, here is um, screen captures of the readouts. And this app gives me more information than just this. So I'll share a few more um, pages or screens of like graphs that it gives me. It also compares me with other people that are using the app that live in Korea. And I think there's over 1,000 of them, 1,000 different people. So that's kind of interesting to see where you are among the group that's using this. Comparisons are odious, obviously. They don't mean anything other than to kind of give you an idea of where you sit in the ranks. But this is an independent, individual journey, and I'm not competing with anyone other than time and myself and my weight and my fat. So that's about it. I'm going to keep this one short. It is a Sunday. It's a beautiful day, and hopefully I'm going to get out and take a bit of a hike. So some upcoming content for tomorrow is obviously going to be day 4. I will again offer some basic observations on physical mental progress. Physical. One more by note for today. After the sauna, I do did feel that the digestion started to kind of start moving again. I did not have a bowel movement this morning, and I generally do when I'm eating solid food or carnivore, uh, usually once a day. So far, no need. But the gurgling is a bit more noticeable than it was yesterday, and hopefully by day 4, when I go back to school and am in class, hopefully that gurgling will go away because that's not fun for anyone. Also, tomorrow we're going to take a closer look at what soft lean mass is, and then take a look at the updated metrics for day 4. So that's about it. And as always, I'm going to leave you with a quote. And this is, I think, a Finnish quote. So again, in Finland, saunas are an important part of their culture. Sweden, a lot of the Nordic countries are fans. I think the Guinness Book of World Record sauna sitter was from somewhere up in Sweden, I think. I'll have to look into that. But yeah, that guy was hardcore. He basically went to the hospital winning that record. But the quote, the sauna is a poor man's pharmacy. And I think that is a pretty strong statement. And I agree with it. Because when you sit in the sauna and you sweat, now you're going to dehydrate yourself. So you obviously have to hydrate yourself, rehydrate yourself through drinking water. But when you get that sweat going, there's a lot of impurity. The skin is the largest organ of the body. And so have to think about this. Whatever you put on your skin will be absorbed. So these days, a lot of the lotions that we use are petroleum based. So you have to be careful in what the ingredients are for these things. And whatever you've eaten or digested, that will, that goes out of the skin as well through perspiration and sweat. So, and when you get a good hard sweat going in, 20-minute, 30-minute sitting in a hot room, and you walk out with wet clothes, I mean, soaked, that's hopefully a lot of impurities that are being flushed. And I will try to do a sauna probably twice a week now that the weather is getting cooler. And now that I've also got a membership at the gym, hopefully 3 days a week, and then do a few hikes or some other alternative type of energy exercise to fill up each and every day. And that's the plan for November. MOVEmber is to move my body each and every day. I will leave it there, and I hope that everyone is having an awesome day, weekend, and if any of you have done a fast, are thinking about doing a fast, or are fasting right now, shoot me a message. Shoot me a message if you see this video and this rings home a bit to you, so I know that I'm not alone. Anyways, all for now and ciao for now. Bye bye.